Hi everyone, I'm Anna Zobel and I'm a Diamond Beachbody coach, and I wanted to share a few things that I've learned about healthy fats. Now, I know, and even in my training as a nurse and in my, I got a master's degree in public health, there's still a lot of things out there about low-fat diets, and I like how one of my friends said the 80s called, they want their low-fat diet back. It's there was basically flawed studies back in the 80s, and it just kind of, we thought that it made sense that, oh, well, if all this cholesterol and fat is clogging up people's arteries, then we should tell them not to eat fat and that'll be better. And so then what did people do? They ate more carbohydrates instead of the healthy fats, and we have even more obesity and more heart disease. So it's not just getting rid of healthy fats. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and eat everything fat. So we have to make sure we know that, because fats are high in calories, and so you don't want to be eating way too many of them, because then you'll go over your calories for the day and end up gaining weight. So it is a balance, and I know it is very confusing, because every time I go to the store, I'm like, now which one were the bad ones? And so I'll go over a few foods that are really good to eat, and also, which of the fats are good and bad, which I know it'll be hard to remember when you're in the grocery store, but maybe you can take some notes so that you can pull it up when you are there. So now, healthy fats, the best healthy fats are the omega-3s and the monounsaturated fats. These keep you satiated and reduce hunger, and they have little to no impact on your blood sugar and insulin levels, which makes sense because they're a fat, but they actually encourage your body to use stored fat as fuel for energy. They also support heart, brain, skin health, as well as a healthy immune system. And they improve blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and blood pressure, and support healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. So the important thing to remember is that these healthy fats, what I learned about, HDL versus LDL. The LDL are the bad fats, the bad cholesterol, and the HDL is the good cholesterol. If you can get more HDL cholesterol, it actually goes out, and I just imagine these little, transporters, and they're the tinier molecules because they're high density, and they actually go out through the body and get those bad LDLs and VLDLs, which are the very low density, and they actually bring them back to the liver to be, getting rid, so your body can get rid of them versus staying out in your arteries and in your tissues. So you do want to have a higher HDL, the high density lipoproteins. Another important thing to remember about fats is that the good fats actually make up a lot of your cell membrane. And also, parts of the cholesterols actually make up your hormones and that kind of thing. And so you do actually want these fats in your diet. And the omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. We were learning a lot more about inflammation and how it affects all these chronic diseases, like heart disease. And so you do want that anti-inflammatory. And so the best, and then the other fat that is not so bad, because people thought that saturated fat was really bad, but it's actually important for your diet also. And so saturated fat is an excellent, sorry, I'm reading this, that's why it took me a minute to get to it. It says saturated fat is an excellent source of energy, provides the body with nutrients that are critical to your health, and helps prevent oxidative damage to your cells. And again, it's part of that cell membrane that we talked about. So, so some of the good foods that I want you to be eating are things like avocado. I know that it looks like a vegetable or fruit. I think there's debate on what that is. I call it a vegetable, but anyway, it's got a lot of the best fats in it, and doesn't have all the added bad fats that are man-made. So make sure that when you have salads that you have this instead of a fatty salad dressing. And then some of the oils that are good. I just barely started using coconut oil, and I'll show you what it looks like because I didn't even know what it looked like before this. It actually is kind of one of those solid ones. It can go liquid though. And then I've got the extra virgin olive oil, and now nuts and seeds. I've got some almonds here. You want to make sure you don't get the salted or roasted kind. And then also, and the almond butter is really good instead of peanut butter. And actually, I love going to, there's a store here that you can actually push a little button on this machine and it has almonds at the top, and then it actually grinds them right there in front of you, so you know that there's no other ingredients except for almonds in your almond butter. So, and interesting thing about nuts I just learned is that peanuts are actually not a nut. I'm like, how did I not know this? They're actually a legume, because peanuts grow in the ground, you know, like beans grow in the ground, whereas nuts like walnuts and almonds and all these other type, and cashews and macadamia nuts, these all grow on trees. And so peanuts are actually not one of the best sources of fats. And you know, and then you hear about all the people that it causes allergies for, and it's actually not that great for your body. So I just learned that this morning. Anyway, so make sure you focus your nuts on almonds, walnuts. Macadamia nuts are actually a better ratio of the omega-3s in them. But again, you know, I use MyFitnessPal app to see, you know, how many calories things are, because, you know, sometimes we say, oh, well, I'll just eat nuts all day. You know, people have huge bags like this and just eat the entire thing during the day. But if you look up on MyFitnessPal, to get 100 calories of almonds is only 12 almonds. So, so make sure that you do that. And same thing with the oils. You know, like 100 calories of the olive oil is just a tablespoon, which I know people use a lot more than that in a lot of their recipes and stuff. And same thing with the coconut oil, it's 120 calories per tablespoon. And then there's seeds. I have some ground flaxseed here, so you guys can see. I got this in the bulk section, so you can see what that looks like. And then chia seeds. Again, I didn't even know what these look like before I started trying to be healthy. So you can actually, and a tip of these is that you actually can soak them in some water for 5 to 10 minutes, and they make like a gel that you can add to a bunch of the recipes. So I'll put more about those in other videos, because the flaxseed and the chia seeds are actually superfoods, which are really important. So if you want to just sprinkle those on top of things or mix them into your shakes or even into your recipes, they even have really good fiber in them, that kind of thing. So now, just really quickly, the bad fats are especially the man-made fats, which of course we've all heard. The one I remember is trans fats. Those are some of the worst ones. And then also partially hydrogenated and hydrogenated are really bad. Those are also man-made ones. And then polyunsaturated are the ones that have more omega-6 unstable ones. Omega-6, and this is the confusing part, is that, you know, you hear omega-3s are really good, and then you hear, oh, so you think, oh, anything that says omega, I'm going to eat that. But actually, omega-6 are pro-inflammatory. And so you want to make sure that you try to get a better ratio. It's kind of almost impossible to avoid omega-6s. And so what they say is to get a better ratio of omega-6 to omega-3s. So you want basically 2 omega-6s for every 1 omega-3 to make a healthier diet, because the regular diet is actually 20 to 1. And so you want to get it closer to 2 to 1 to improve your diet and have less inflammation, that kind of thing, prevent heart disease, all of these things. So I hope this helps. And I know it can be confusing. So just think more about trying to add in some of these healthy fats and versus, trying to remember which ones are all the unhealthy ones. So, and then of course, all of those unhealthy ones, of course, there's tons of those unhealthy ones in all of the processed foods. So, as much as possible, I know we're all busy and everything, but try to start adding in some whole foods like avocado, and again, don't eat the entire avocado in one meal. You got to look up how much that is. And I usually eat maybe a fourth of this on a salad or in my fajita or whatever I'm eating. So I hope that helps, and I just want to encourage you to start adding in, make those small changes to improve your health. And make sure you click on the link below to add me as your free Team Beachbody coach. And also find me on Facebook, because I would love to chat with you some more about what we can help you with to help you reach your goals. So I will talk to you later.